sure that they are absolutely 100% ready to break the base, especially against Team Secret with available.
2 minutes left at respawn, and they will have 2 bashers, one on Bristleback. Nisha dipping in, Zip is going to be out of mana.
Yeah, he's going to get caught by Mira. Got to throw there, but the same with the
is available.
Trying to buy time for it. BKB up with the vortex around. In comes the Solar Guardian, is keeping Nisha alive. And hiding in that tier 3. Dawnbreaker trying to Toronto, Tokyo, but
that's a lot of ultis used. This tier 2 tower is gone. They don't have what it takes to. Nisha with a little bit of a miscalculation there, how much mana he needs.
And Chris is going to try and push out the top wave, getting what he can. Well, the map getting smaller and smaller. But Team Secret, they can't push out mid, but it's dangerous too. And Team Secret plant themselves in that top triangle. Juggernaut, I don't know, he's not caught up as much as I thought he would. He's still down at the bottom of the cores, isn't he? Secret, wrong here. Crystallis, he needs more room, or what's happened?
He's struggling. They can't leave the base, especially now with these bashers online. He's going to get even less farm.
222 left. Barely ahead of the Pango. 0-0. He's not been involved in any of the team fights, and look at that difference. Pretty even in terms of neutrals and ancients, but the lane creeps, a 3 grand gap between the Bristle and the Jug.
Viper completely ruined him. About the CS on Viper, he had like 20-30 denies. Still finding some farm on the mid wave.
Can Mira jump him? He'll try to.
Dazzle with the shard, we'll get the Hex.
It's the Hex in there and he's gone. Beautifully executed out of Team Spirit. 1 minute with no Storm Spirit now, and Roshan is 15 seconds away from Storm. A huge opportunity for Team Spirit now. I think one more bonus kill it. Absolutely a freebie.
Toronto, Tokyo, ready to punish any kind of split push.
He's biding his time, but Juggernaut is about to show on this top wave, and this might be... Radiant do have an observer ward there, and well, Team Spirit, they're not roshing. They're pushing high ground. Yeah, still coming back to find the Jug. With the avalanche toss, he's forced to spin. The roll comes in. Crystallis has a little bit of backup from the Shadow Demon. The troll being Yatoro and Toronto, Tokyo. Oh, he did circles around the Pango, but the bash
immediately
gets stuck straight up. Can't TP home. Giants and Crystallis in so much trouble. Hand of God save from Puppy. Buys the time for another spin to arrive. Toronto, Tokyo, and Yatoro. The Mirror arriving. They'll find another avalanche toss combo. Surely they'll see him. No way they can get away from this. Crystallis is found.
A lot of time spent from Team Spirit just to be able to kill him. Also, commitment. You saw Puppy using back, using Hand of God just to keep him alive. It also means that the rest of the team is getting the farm somewhere. I'm looking at this Shadow Demon. Like, this is the big one for me. And Nisha as well. He's thinking about getting the Boots of Travel.
Tumbler's toy forward. Good position, but I don't think he's going to be allowed to get away from them. The toss of the Rolling Thunder. Tiny's chucking around the place. Tokyo clears up Zayat's while Yatoro has Roshan grabbed the Aegis.
He gave shard to Vipers, so he can be the one dealing extra damage to the tower.
Right, yeah.
Right now, they're feeling themselves. They want to go in, they want to take the barracks. 13 seconds until Jug respawns. It's very difficult with this basher on ping. Juggernaut can't go for this split push. Like, he can't just sit in a base. They're gonna lose. Nisha,
not again.
No mana.
He has to BKB. He cleared the way, but he's gone.
Nisha, he thinks that he has 3 nulls.
Well, he doesn't, does he? Gonna have to buy back and fight because they've lost their mid-tier 3 and the barracks. Oh, some sloppy mistakes from Team Secret here in Game 2. Spirit punishing them, knowing that Game 1 may have just been a fluke. Tier 3 bottom, open the barracks. Space wide open. Yatoro turns his back. Reza with the shard, and now the Omni Slash. Yatoro gets graved up by Miposhka. And he does have that Aegis of the Immortal to full HP and full mana. Toronto, Tokyo. Back into this Radiant base, and the Solar Guardian back defensively gets resolution out of danger, but the Juggernaut always stunned. He can buy back,
avalanche.
but I don't see what Secret can do. They're being dived in their base. Team Spirit, the bail away with the Atara now. The Vortex in. The Storm's but he's graved up. He's perfectly fine. Oh, perhaps will die, but not before he killed off Misha. 3-man avalanche as well. Spirit are cruising towards this victory now. It's game over.
They're gonna call it. No real answer for the Bristleback. Like, they try to buy some time, get the Aghanim Scepter done on chat. Never happened. Like, he also did invest his gold into a bit of a delay, but even without that 1400 gold, I don't think it would be enough for him to get to the Aghanim Scepter. Team Spirit did have a strong time at Aghanim Scepter on Bristle, and yeah, completely ruined Juggernaut's farm in the bottom lane. He always tried to play behind, always try to farm another wave, and once they got these faster timings on Bristleback, mostly Pango, like, he could have played the game that he wanted. Also a couple of uncorrect
yes,
where he didn't do the math correctly, and yeah, gets stuck in the middle of a fight, forced to use a BK, but in the end, Team does win. One
of those situations, you know, drastic situations called for drastic measures, just trying to make the best of the situation. But here in game 2, Team Spirit, you want to play these long, drawn-out, pressure-filled games. It's you. We're going to run at you. We're going to break your ankles.
Like, they were not going for these early kills. You do have Dazzle. At one point, Tiny was 0, 1, and 0. We're talking about 10 minutes into the game. And then Dagger got those initiations, especially Man Avalanche.
We can play just as clean as you, because they were right. They were hectic. It was really decisive, clean Dota. Now, a couple of kills here from Secret. Looked like they have a chance to come back. Juggernaut is so underfarmed, and Resolution not able to connect really into any of these team fights. Here, a moment where maybe they could have saved the Jug and forced on their triangle. Spirit bringing numbers time and time again. As we can head over to Arvo on the panel to break down a little bit more.
Thank you for that sign. What a viewer. And we would like to thank Aramco, of course, for providing us with these highlights. Game 2. As is tradition in this tournament, we either get 3 games or we get none. That's the way. Team Spirit, they managed to win with a very exciting Bristleback. That's amazing, right?
QW, very
Seb, you spoke about this, you know, the whole way you stop Bristleback as we get provided you see. The way you stop this Bristleback is how do you prevent him from over again, right?
Yes.
It didn't seem like they had any way to do that.
No, they did not, and I also think they didn't have him. Yes. Honestly, I feel like it was a really good Bristol game. I feel like it was also a really good Dazzle game. Sure, it got addressed a little bit by the Storm, but then that's how Dota works. The Viper destroyed the bottom lane, which, you know, led into an early Orchid, despite Secret's best effort to slow down. As you see on the scoreboard, the Orchid pickup was really huge, because it then stopped Storm from being able to kill the Dazzle and then enable the Dazzle, which is, you know, I mean, if you know the way they fight is they press their spells at single target. They're gonna Vortex somebody, Shadow Demons, you know, Omni Slash, and that's kind of all they have. They don't really have to, and then that target just is hard to kill the Bristle or the Tango with the ulti. It gets craved, now the fight is over basically, and you just get run down.
I mean, it feels a little bit odd, especially on that Juggernaut pick. I mean, they picked this into a known Tiny, right? Like, you did this to yourself, basically, on Team Secret. It feels odd. And another thing, Zayats, he had a good start to the game, the laning to get that first blood, create a lot of pressure, made a bunch of stacks, but he was caught out a few too many. He really needed to make sure he was alive, because if that's the case, then suddenly Bristleback can't run at you. The slows coming out of the Viper aren't a big deal.
I mean, I feel like lineup they needed. The reason why the Shadow Demon is also getting picked off and jumped on so much, no cores to frontline. I felt like Secret, they pick these lineups where they have stable lanes and then they kind of group together and it's hard to deal with. They're not really good here at doing so is Chen, but both Jugger and Chen, they were really shut down. I think it was just a drafting mistake. They probably did not understand that, because they saw the lane. This first pick Tiny Viper into the Chen, and then Secret's just a mistake from Secret or Crystallis or whoever picked, it would be fine, and then they got completely dumpstered, which, yeah, I think they should have, honestly. I just don't see how a Chen Jugger can deal with that lane. I just theory-wise, that lane just doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the other options that we could have seen here?
I mean, I was talking about the sniper in the draft, again, just something that's able to stand back a little bit more, but it's not that frontliner that you were talking about. Yeah. I know we've had, but honestly, Troll Warlord wouldn't have been horrible this game, just because you're able to dominate the lane
You need a maybe
lose the mid game.
You need a way to be aggressive on the Viper. You cannot afford the Viper to click you. You need to be, if you can't threaten the Viper, you will lose the lane to the Viper. That's just how it works. There is no such thing as tanking Viper hits on any hero. So if your GOAT doesn't kill the Viper, I think you're able.
So maybe, like I believe you suggested, putting the Dawnbreaker position 1 might be the way to go about doing that.
Be. There's also tricks that you can do with lane equilibrium, heroes how to push the lane and then pick the fights. It's probably too hard to put a Viper here. I would have to usually use the 10 minutes, but I'm sure they have other options. They need to put more respect on it because it was definitely Team Spirit's plan. They did not ban the Chen. They
now we'll see what they do in the third game because we would talk about the fact that has been priority pick for Secret for a while. This time, let them get away with it. They made it out. The final game, they're still gonna put Chen, or maybe not Chen in the first phase.
I think first phase, that's the issue, right?
Okay.
You have so many more opportunities to be able to address it. So maybe moving forward, they'll see if it's into that second phase. Of course, not be so versatile with what he to play. It's just that his Chen is a tier above. So I think he just needs to address a few more of the potential counters.
Yeah. And I think we felt also the Dawnbreaker in the sense that, I mean, we were talking about it, Arezzo played a really solid game. Honestly, I don't think he was a reason you could know how to run. No. But there's only so much Dawnbreaker can do, right? Like he had a really good night. I think he even got the first blood, or I mean, worst part of it. They killed the Bristle, they killed the Door again. Dazzle Bristle, not the weakest out there. So I mean, I think he did his job. But so the point I'm trying to make is like I like the approach from Spirit to let Dawnbreaker through and prioritize more getting rid of the Zeus, countering the Chen. I really thought the Zeus and the Chen than it is about the Dawnbreaker or any other hero for that matter.
And he wasn't just like taking a lot of farm away from Chrysalis, right? They Chrysalis the same farm after the laning stage and put Dawnbreaker in the safe lane that you get after that. And yeah, it really felt like he was still able to get a lot of that farm. There were a couple of times where he could have joined the team fights a little sooner, but it honestly felt like once the Shadow Demon was dead, the fights were over. And he was just like, okay, fight's lost, let's lose too many other heroes, like chain feed one by one, let's farm and maybe I can carry the game in the next fight.
Yeah. I also want to talk about the styles, right? When we were on the other panel, we talked about how the Team Spirit has a style where they enable their cores. They seem much more like the Team Spirit Comfort than we saw the which seemed more like LGD, honestly. Yeah. Do you like that as well?
Very much. I think the pace at which they played, you know, they were always taking the fights to Secret, fighting, invading early. We saw them contest the stacks really early. I mean, last game, I don't even know that they crossed the river in the first 20 minutes, even though they won the. Yeah. This game, they had still. You know, I think they really, I mean, they're great players. You know, they can click their as well as Secret can. They take the fights as well as they can. Secret maybe even better. Who knows? So I really want them to keep the aggression up. You know, not necessarily go all in, but really play.
Yeah, I know the Rolling Thunders weren't perfect out of Toronto Tokyo, but his use so many times he was able to catch out that Storm Spirit, make sure he had no mana. Chrysalis as well was just in the middle of a team fight, and I was like, why is it? He had spin-off cooldown and he had Omni Slash. He just didn't have to be able to use them to its full potential. Big props to Toronto Tokyo there.
Yeah, indeed. And also let's talk about Collapse as well. He's been, well, the hero to a degree. He had found his hero pool. Yep. Last game didn't seem as much. This game with the Viper seemed to be impactful. I know he's big team fight heroes, but how's he adapted his playstyle to these lane dominators? Very typical of Amar, actually.
Yeah, I think he adapted really well. He played, you know, Bounty Hunter. We've seen him play Viper now several times. And every time he has huge impact on the hero. I think his items flow are quite unconventional. There's just, you know, we've seen him do the Orchid versus Abaddon now Orchid again. I think he's great, and it shows in, you know, Team Spirit's results.
Yeah, and Viper is particularly great because Viper has a promo take right now. So let's wait for that game number 3 for game 3 between Team Spirit and Team Secret. Welcome back. We're here with the last game of between Team Secret and Team Spirit, and this is the decider. One team gets to go home out of the tournament, and one team will make it to the grand final. LGD already said in the previous interview that we're looking for Secret or RNG. RNG is no longer an option, I guess. But can Team Spirit all their plans? We're gonna have to find out.
I mean, either way is a hype result. Another TI-10 grand final rematch, or that rematch from the group stage where Team Secret were able to catch LGD off guard, get that 2-0 victory in very clean fashion.
I see. But in this, first we have an obstacle, right? Which is either of these teams, depends on who you're rooting for here. For this last game, how is the position from Secret going to go? So do you feel like that Chen is going to lose priority here for them? Is there anything they could do to Team Spirit's traditional form?
I feel like I'm not exactly sure that that point is correct, the one I'm about to make, but I feel like Spirit has been drafting a little bit better than Secret has. That's the feeling I'm left with. Maybe, you know, their players are playing incredibly well, and I think they could allow themselves to maybe have a wider hero pool, right? And good enough they've seen all the patches, all the ways of playing the game, and I'd like for them to, have more tools to kind of deal with what Spirit played game 1 versus game 2. You know, it was completely different heroes, different style. One game was a bit heavy on the team fight, Unka Phoenix, Warlock, the scaling with the Ursa. And the second game, they went super aggressive, you know, tiny position 4, the Viper, the Bristleback position 1, even the Pango, that's super high tempo. And I feel like Secret, they're kind of the same thing against what they go up against. I mean, of course, they're switching some heroes and whatnot, but I think at least in game 2, it really felt to me that they put themselves downhill. It was an uphill battle for them. I don't know that they have to be in that position.
When we were speaking with Misery in the OG series, he was mentioning the Viper, how you had such success with in the group stage, you know, able to get multiple victories, able to flex it around, whether it be a position 4, position 3, whatever you wanted, right? But Puppy, he's played a lot in this tournament. He has played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games of Chen so far. So do you think it's that similar mold where really there is only one way to play Chen, and these teams had to be able to look through it and say, well, actually, we think we've got the better of you?
Definitely, I think they're adapting. They're getting smarter about how to beat it, about also which heroes are going to enable the Chen. You know, in a good lane is going to feel much different than a Chen will that's super pressured, because all of a sudden you feel helpless as Chen. You know, you cannot fix this lane. If you leave your carry alone, he's dying. You know, so what is it really that you're going to do? You have no slows, you have no stuns. Compare that to, you know, a Chen with the monkey that's having a great lane. Puppy gets to quietly farm gank, or to, you know, he can just, and Puppy is probably one of the best supports out there. He's been doing it for so long now, to, you know, kind of be free to look at all 3 lanes and kind of decide for himself, like have a you know, a lot of different ways to impact the early game. He's gonna pick the best one every time, but if your lane is going really badly, you don't get that chance.
So they've got a couple of options there, right? Like, again, it's going to depend who has first, who has second. Like, do you go back to the well one more time? Do you try to pick up this Chen? And if so, you think that maybe you get rid of one of these dominators like the Viper in the banning phase. You know, a few teams have been doing it. It might mean Marcy slips through, for example. I know you're not a huge fan of the Wyvern first phase ban, but it needs to change if you want to make sure that that just crushing lane isn't going to happen.
I mean, to be honest, I dislike, don't understand it. You know, I don't know what they're looking at yet, and I think that would change for me before tonight. But yeah, I think most importantly, they need to allow themselves to play more heroes. I think you have to respect your opponent. At this point, left in the tournament are very smart, and it's like you tell them what you want to play, they will break it.
There was another hero that you didn't understand, or at least lazy as we called it, which was the Marcy ban from Secret. They've been running every time. It's curious because that Viper, you know, you could just ban the Viper, maybe try the Chen a second time, but they still keep the Marcy ban.
I'm really surprised about it. I disagree with it. It could be a thing. Yeah, now they banned the Viper to protect the Chen, which I think is banned. So I mean, this is much better. I'll be fair. I'll be totally honest. I very much dislike the Razor and the Marcy bans, but yet again, my opinion, it doesn't mean anything. I think there's a reason why they're playing, and I'm just commentating on that. As for the Zeus and the Viper, obviously had a huge impact last game. The heroes that are going to be left in the pool are the Razor and the Chen that have been super high priority. I think the Tiny also is something you could look at Team Spirit. So Secret's just going to have to decide what they want to play with.
I mean, doesn't Team Spirit just pick up the Wyvern regardless of what Team Secret do? Like, you're assuming that they're going to be Wyvern deals with both of them amazingly.
beat Team Secret's Chen with a Wyvern lineup. It's definitely something that they could consider, and I don't know if Team Secret is really comfortable snatching the Wyvern away. First boom, now that is very interesting, very unconventional also. I mean, the first time we've seen it this tournament. What could that be? They're just laughing, you know. They have then and they seem quite. These guys are not laughing. These guys got some right now because you know, you don't miss out why this just happened.
So in this tournament, at least for Secret, right? We know that Puppy has done the 5 Doom before in the past. We have seen Doom, of course, very popularly.
Yes.
Nisha Doom, mid Doom as well.
I'm sure Nisha can play any hero.
There you go, easy,
so.
easy. So
we've had 2 from Zayats and 1 from Rezo this tournament so far.
So mostly in the offlane Doom. We'll see where this is gonna go, because it does seem like a new strategy before this early.
I mean,
about other stuff.
One thing that could motivate the not really, but the Chen as a 8 pick. I call it because it's the first phase of Secret. It's a way to not expose the Chen, which it's been abused in the last draft by the Tiny Viper opening, and you could only assume that Spirit, they have an answer, you know, against the Chen, a second answer probably, else they would not let it through. And now Secret, they're going to be able to pick the Chen on 8 after the Doom and to protect it with their second phase bans. That could be one way. I love the Monkey pick versus the Doom for many reasons. Monkey support in a one-on-one situation, Monkey core obviously chase the Doom around the map. If it's a Doom 5, Monkey will go there. It's going to be a Monkey Doom 3, Monkey will play position 1, and in the game it's just a really good hero against Doom. Several reasons. You can Wukong, and Doom feels uncomfortable kind of going into the ring, and you know, the Wukong to place the Doom because it will just die doing so. Monkey, one of the few heroes that can fight through a Doom also. Right clicks and just a great counter to Doom.
I think both of these teams are just trying to like out-main game each other, right? Because Spirit, they can play the Monkey King in a couple of play the Wyvern in 3 different roles on their team, both supports as well as mid. And even the Doom, 3 different roles that Team Secret have been playing it on. So we've seen times on Puppy, and of course the other 2 that we mentioned previously. I want to see if that's the avenue that they want to go down, try and bait out this Monkey King, which is of course a fantastic matchup against the Doom. But what does it really matter?
And I think I feel like we're reaching, you know, the best that you get out of the draft, because there's so many mind games. Know each other so well by now. You know, this Wyvern pick, it blocks the Chen pick, so Puppy is now asking himself, do I want to Chen Wyvern anyways, or do I scroll? So Team Spirit, they successfully managed to not ban the Chen and have, you know, Secret not pick the Chen, while getting a combo that they should be really happy with. I mean, Wyvern and Monkey, great heroes, good against Doom. Wyvern can just curse the BKB Doom to engage, you know, and obviously that has gotten Doom, so great hero against Doom. Great synergy also, you know, the curse into the Wukong, into the stacks for the... I love the opening by Spirit. I think it's really brilliant, and you know, keep in mind that they have second pick. Second phase is usually stronger even than their first phase, like in the first phase.
Yeah. Here's the puck pick by Secret to be their 8th. Thoughts on this? The hero has been a little bit forgotten in the tournament. We talked about it, Danog, right, with the prevalence of Tiny, Maui, but we see it back here. No Tiny as well on Spirit.
Insta-banned.
Insta-banned.
Yeah. And that is the strength of the pick on first pick. Like first pick, I think the strongest part of the first pick is this. Pick a hero and you get to protect it with 3 bans. So, you know, is already great against Wyvern and Monkey. Any ban.
On the counter side to that, though, with the second, we'll have the first pick of the next phase, which is what they're banning to protect right now.
Yes.
Make sure that whatever they leave open with Team Secret to be able to have that dual pick in response, you're just going to say, well, we the work of it, basically. I don't hate both of these drafts. Obviously, Team Spirit, because of all the reasons you mentioned, it's great so far. But Puck, probably one of the better heroes at dealing with the Wyvern as well. You know,
definitely.
Way to jump on the back line, gets rid of a lot of that mobility, tactic burn as long as you land the Dream Coil. The silence is just so annoying to deal with, especially once you start getting talents into it. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky to play this Wyvern.
It's a way to... No, sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
No, it's like... I was going to... Because I was building the point where Wyvern is going to help deal with the Doom, but you know, it's a Connor to Connor. It's like, now, it's kind of bringing pieces, right? It's like, okay, you got a Wyvern. Alright, you got a Wyvern, I got a Puck. So now your Wyvern is gone from the equation, my Doom is back on the table. It's a nice way to, you know, kind of counter each other's and make sure that my first pick Doom is still going to be potent.
Yeah, and just on your point from previously, look at the bans immediately after the Puck. Tiny, it's alright in the lane, but it's the big game really starting to pop off.
Yep.
Ember Spirit, even though the win rate is terrible this tournament, it's great against Puck in the lane.
It is.
out of the Kunkka, something that Toronto Tokyo has shown. Maybe they go back into the Pangolier with ban again, just because it's again a lot of physical damage against a low armor hero in the laning stage.
I'm curious as well about how the puck matchup goes against the Monkey King. We've talked about the Monkey being the other counter to Doom. Is that good against the Monkey King? The stun can come from trees.
Both can be decent against each other. It's a little bit more puck favored. Quite easier to see how puck would mess with a monkey. You know, the silence. Obviously, time monkey is one of the few carries that has like an instant stun on puck. He can stun trees. If you have follow up, I wouldn't worst matchup monkey, but you know, it's definitely not a bad hero to pick puck into.
Sure.
But I don't think monkey is. It's not a terrible monkey game anymore. It's not like you're playing versus a bad strider, for instance. That would be like much worse.
I've seen some people that like to deviate the monkey.
That too.
You abuse the stun, right? We've seen a lot of Orchid Monkey Kings, for example, from the
very, very comfortable monkey king player. Yeah,
exactly. There's the Scarf Mage, just protect the puck 100%. Ember as well. We see Hexers in the pool though, and I know EU loves their Shaman. Do you think we can see that for Team Spirit, Danog, or the Monkey King flex?
I don't think it's too revealing. I'm a little bit worried that as a Shaman, until you get that bar a bit more vulnerable. But
there's your instant stun.
Well, it is still open, right? Because Mipashka is one of the few players that have looked at the Rubik position 5, so and a Rubik. So even though for that team specifically,
I think with the Wyvern, like you can run is one of the better heroes at least of being able to deal with you. Like even once you got your Aghanim Scepter, as long as you land that Dream Coil and you've got to be able to punish the Wyvern, you don't have a ton of stats. You can get burst down pretty quickly. So the option's there, but I'm a little bit more hesitant about it.
So if Monkey King is a better core, I'm looking at this draft, right? Do you deviate the Doom into maybe a 5 position so you avoid the lane matchup as well and you still have a useful Doom there?
It's a possibility, for
most likely 4, I would say. I mean, I'm sure Puppy can play it, but it's more like Zayak is probably really wanting to play it.
Yeah,
he's 4 Dooms, he's played at this tournament and with great success. Probably like trying to convince Puppy. Sure, it could be good as a 5, but I think it's even better as a 4, you know. And then Kiro comes, so most likely we're gonna, you know, play in the offlane, and the again, it's about, you know, re-enabling your heroes that got disabled by the enemy draft. It's like you have, but what if Resolution is playing a bad strider or Vencer? Now this monkey doesn't threaten the Doom as much, and the lane turned again. So there are ways to protect the Doom pick still for Team Secret.
Just wondering with this Jakiro, if it might even be a position 4? No, not a +3.
Are you sure? There's no chance? I mean, it does destroy the Monkey King completely.
It does a really good job, for sure, but well,
nice.
Be the 3 Jakiro. I mean, you were talking before, Seb, about how you use the Cold Embrace coming through, able to protect against the Doom. Now you just lay a Macro Pyre on top of it. You lay all of magic over time spells. It wouldn't be a +3 game.
I love the end. That's exactly what I was mentioning before this draft started. Is like I wanted Secret to go away from, you know, not be stuck with the heroes that have brought them here. Of course, it was, you know, a lot about the heroes, but mainly about the players, and they've proved that they're playing incredibly well. You know, assuming this could be a Puppy Ench, it could be a Rezo Jakiro, by the way. Monkey.
Yep.
With farm, very good also against the Winter Wyvern. You know, you buy the Witchblade, you have a ways to scale into that, and the Puppy Ench probably one of the best Ench players out there, as well as the Chen. And of course, there's Chen. It is true in the sense that you get a lot of creeps. It's gonna kind of test you, of course, because of the Winter. But Wyvern does nothing on Ench. Ench bullies Wyverns actually, and Ench also has pure damage on the. It's the same kind of style. Puppy's gonna secure the lane, pressure heavily the game. But now, you know what I mean? Like, I think they really adapted to what Team Spirit is trying to do. So, really high-level drafting from both teams right now.
Yeah, but even now, Team Spirit, they're going back and adapting to Team Secret. Yes. Like, you know, Void Spirit, you know, one of those Yule Scepter builders. So now they've got multiple ways of that instant catch for the puck. It's going to be a really decent response. And even against the Enchantress, right? Lots of AoE damage that's going to be able to take her out.
But at the same time, I feel like Nisha allowed this Void Spirit to get through. So he has to be confident about the matchup. I'm sure they have asked him before they went to the Sky ban, you know, okay, we picked the Protect the pick. You know, what do you want to see banned? And he probably mentioned the Ember, and I assume he was like, you know, what about Void Spirit? I don't care, I'll crush him. So hopefully, you know, Nisha's going to be coming. I love it when 2, you know, players of that both think they're right.
Yes.
It's going to be down to Dora.
Classic 50-50 matchups. You know, who is better, Void or Puck? That's one thing, right?
Already both said, I'll crush the Puck, I'll crush the Void Spirit. So please, have a fight. We're watching.
Yeah.
to our greatest player.
Final bans are coming here, so it seems like Team Spirit needs an offlaner. They get rid of the Slardar. That might be indicative of the last pick for Secret. Probably looking for a carry that's weak against Slardar. Melee carries here.
Crystalist heroes. What could it be? Bloodseeker is out. Monkey away from him.
Jug is still there.
Jug is there. Yep. Slardar notoriously good against the Jugger.
Yeah.
Maybe some PTSD from the last game. Maybe not. You know, you never know. What does he play? He plays Huskar. I don't know that he would have cared about the Slardar if that was the case.
Breaker still in the pool.
And didn't. It's funny to see how, you know, it does tell about Team Spirit. Because both Dawnbreaker and Shen, their most played heroes with the most success of the tournament, have.
I'm still racking my brain here, to be honest. I have no idea what they're going to do. These teams are just full of like mastermind, gig brain chads coming through on both sides, and it's really silent there. You know, you can see him referencing the papers, making sure that he's able to try and just get that little edge. That's what it comes down to. Winner of this goes through the grand final.
Yeah, we're looking at a collapse hero. I think I'd like to see a Night Stalker, to be honest. I feel like it's one of the heroes that deals really well with the puck, also with the Doom. You get a vision advantage. It's also a hero. I think really helpless against Night Stalker vision. It's gonna help Monkey have a freer game. Because for Secret, it's gonna be about jumping. Team Spirit. They need the Rubik, they need the Winter Wyvern to die, but all of a sudden, you're in the dark. You know, Dark Ascension, Night Stalker has the vision advantage. This whole team game is going to be for Secret to play against.
Ooh, so yeah, this is the situation where you might not want to play the Night Stalker, right? Into this
makes it
difficult
harder,
lane.
yes.
This or the Juggernaut ones that if it came out, I was like, I don't know if you could possibly do that, because it is a great Night Stalker game, and this feels like one of those block picks where you don't actually have to ban the hero. Your pick on its own is enough to dissuade you away from wanting to go it.
It's a really scary lane to go against. I want to see Collapse, you know, man up and go for it anyway. It's so good for the game, but I mean, Ursa, I can't. Probably hardest lanes to go against, so I don't know if that is an option.
Are you forced to go for like a good lane? Oh,
they
are going to go
anyway.
for it.
I like the confidence.
Okay,
I mean, it is a great Night Stalker game, so I love the pick. I love confidence. This is Collapse. Like, you know, they probably were done. Bro, I'm a TI winner. I am sure. Give me the Night Stalker and just watch.
And he
sit back, enjoy the ride.
And he even has the ability to. Doesn't need to go this Midas build. You're up against an Enchantress. There's almost always going to be a creep available for you to use that Hunter, and they're not going to be really useful for him there, just to make sure he's keeping up with the rest of the to what might be difficult.
That is true. How do you take it? The lane is it's lost. How do you play that lane?
I mean, there's a lot of work that Mira has to do. You know, pull the waves, kind of put yourself in a position where you're nice, and sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you're going to have a rough lane and look at coming back, look at something else, pressure other lanes. These guys have enough experience to get through it. I'm sure, you know, you see Collapse in a pop game, you counter picks and like all day, all week. He's going to find a way. He's looking at how do we win the game.
Yeah. Anog, what are your thoughts here? Do you think that have what it takes to win?
Sure. Let's play some Dota.
Let's play some Dota indeed, as we're getting ready for the game. This is going to determine if Team Secret or if Team Spirit stay in the tournament. So, will Team Spirit boundless strike or Team Secret out of the tournament? Or will Team Secret enchant us for their plays and take out Team Spirit? We're going to have to find out with Gareth.
And an enchanting segue from Arvo Dota to people picking heroes into counter picks. The drafting level of these two teams just amazing across. Are you leaning one way or the other?
This is the elimination game. I'm a big fan of Night Stalker. I gotta say, I think he can get stuff done after the laning stage. Like we're talking about Ursa. But having silence on top of these heroes is gonna be very difficult for them to just deal with it. Talk about itemization, how much they're gonna be able to. And I like this is a third game. Void Spirit against Puck. Nisha scouting things out to see if there's any placed already.
Yeah, the confidence of these guys, like was Tokyo probably going to destroy this Puck, and Nisha the exact same thing the other way around. Of course, Collapse picking that Night Stalker into atrocious lane, but we've seen this previously, right? Where we've had some of these melee heroes, the Monkey King, you know, actually get away with some lane equilibrium shifting from their position 4.
Both offlaners don't want to play the lane. Position people closer to the tower, and okay, let's pause here.
Yeah, we'll get ourselves back underway shortly. Sort out who there may be. But who was it? It was LGD that had some lane matchup that was going to be a struggle, but they broke out, didn't they?
It was against Enigma Galaxy. It was Doom plus Spirit playing against Monkey King, and they found a way. And then they completely ruined Monkey, forcing him to get and losing a game.
We'll see if Spirit can do a similar job here.
A lot of the time, what I feel about Ursa is similar to how I feel about the Troll. Is where it looks like a good pick, but then the hero doesn't get anything done in the game. There's way too much kiting. Yule Scepters, Habit's Halberd.
Even a crippling fear, if Nightstalker can get on top of him. Taking a tremendous amount of damage early on, but there'll be a Tango eaten and wanders back to lane. And it feels like we've started seeing a shift in these, right? We talked about the Chinese teams at LAN, PSG, LG in particular, that international play between teams. I've seen a lot more of these triangle wards early on.
Scout things out, potentially go for a kill, hold the house. Also scouting out the stack. This time around, they don't have heroes that can clear the stack, so I don't think both teams are going to be stacking the maybe the big camp, but that's about it.
Playing forward the Earth Shock. Keeping Mira away. And Poppy with that level 1, just trying to chip away at his opponents. We saw a very similar, I was watching at the same time. Miposhka, as well as Yatoro, were playing up in the face of Zayat, who was bodyguarding the Resolution Doom. Very similar lanes on both sides. Poppy and Ursa. The archetype of hero that lane dominated with the stacks and the damage.
Ursa did play very aggressive first wave. I think they won that trade battle, making adjustment on his item build. 4 branches to be able to outrun Ursa.
That's clever. Adaptation. Give you the upper hand here and there. And looking into that mid lane, that matchup between Puck and Void Spirit. Currently Tokyo out in the lead at 7-2. And both of them very, very low on HP and regen, right? Waiting to come in.
Fairy Fires are available, so you know these players are gonna overextend. Try to see what happens if they poke like one more time if they use another spell. I like Void Spirit matchup against Puck, even though Puck has one of the best heroes in the last month.
One of those heroes against Spirits that's always been incredibly good. Knife Edge Dota in that mid lane. Yeah, Yatoro falling under his tier 2.
Almost
out of too
a
much
lot
damage.
of CS.
A little rough for him, 7-3, but a little bit ahead of his counterpart, the Ursa, who's having his own worry. But Enchantress will return to lane with a little Wolfie. Tag teaming up against that Mira Rubik. Collapse. Himself in front. Now, getting the upper hand, it appears, in terms of the regen trade at the very least. CS is a couple ahead as well. Yatoro. Getting run at, not something Monkey King enjoys. He wants to be the one doing the running, not being, as Mira. And he found out by Crystalis and Puppy, the impetus. No, he stops.
Second, gets the magic stick off. Still, collapse. 15 CS, very impressive. Doom on top of CS. Both starting with the boots of speed pretty much. And Resolution has a full wave to farm up.
Yes, beautiful stuff. We saw him in game 1 as well, be incredibly farmed, getting the most out of his lane.
Zayat did a very good job playing with the creep equilibrium. We saw Yatoro struggling to get some CS up the tower.
14-5. The difference between the Wyvern and Jakiro is you can shove spells on the Wyvern, especially if Arctic cooldown, you're doing so much more harassment back into them, as it looks like he's going to take a few swipes again. He does have to deal with that kind of aggression, so he's able to get himself on them. His Mira was going to grab the water room. Toronto Tokyo bottles the top one, so no refill for Nisha.
Big moves from Mira, securing the lane from Nightstalker, keeping back, not dying, using the stop function, very powerful.
Still gonna die though. Oh, not. They find him in the end. Poppy with a final touch, but a good attempt by Mira to drag the other position there.
Collapse also tried to use Void on neutral camp, so maybe they get in and get the deny, but didn't happen. Also, TT mid, refilled the bottle, also secured the rune or Void Spirit, which is pretty good. Still, Puck having a good time. This time around, they didn't be farming that one as well.
Time for some vengeance, maybe. Oh, Puppy enough. gets out of danger, and Crystal is trying to 1v2 Collapse
6
and Mira
charges
now.
of Fury Swipes.
He's stacking them up, but not. The clock strikes 12, and Collapse, a strike of midnight. Speedy. Maybe even going to turn here with the Fade Bolt. Collapse is he looking for Enchantress? She's nowhere nearby. She's already killed on this bottom lane. Looks like it might be wave dragging, farming in between tier 1 and tier 2. Expecting as much farm as he.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Puppey drags it to the small camp.
Pulls it across while Nature takes a beating there. And Miposhka Yatoro. It's just constant harassment out of the Jiro and the Doom. Resolution already.
Monkey King does struggle against the attack speed, overtime damage. There's no Scorched Earth, but once that's back online, they might start to play a bit more.
Yeah, they can throw the Infernal Blade in towards them. Another Dual Breath will take Miposhka low.
Also, they found the best creep mana aura, mana region 2 with the Jakiro. That's going to be pressure Miposhka using the healing salve on himself. Yatoro's low.
It's a spooky place to be, and look at Zayats with his positioning. He's got one that's
they already placed.
knowing exactly where he is, while Bob in the DD Void Spirit clears the list in that bottom lane during this first night time, so a good move there to help Collapse in his laning stage.
Courier is being pinged out. Deep Observer, we're gonna scout it.
Puppey knows.
With the Courier.
He's got a set tracking back. Watching Mira on the retreat while Nisha comes top. Snaps the coil. On the canopy. Focusing the Wyvern. See if they can do a bit of damage and chip away at that one while Puppey down bottom. Tokyo stuck around, so him and Mira give chase to the Enchantress. Another freebie there. 2-2, 7 minutes in.
Yatoro did very well, snapping that coil immediately, jumping onto the vision. A lot of damage on this tower. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to defend. We see Wyvern deeping out. Usually Wyvern is one of the better that can do it, but
yeah,
it's damage has already been done.
Yeah,
Catapult is still alive.
Barely.
Can he get the deny? Not going to go for it.
Now he's waiting. All but resolution is there. And they know the Wyvern is an easy target. Rezo unable to catch up to Miposhka. Of course, going for the Hand of Midas on the Doom to accelerate his farm with the Devour.
Doom becomes ridiculous in the late game. The amount of you get, it's also damage output and removing one of the cores from the game.
I was like, oh, it's 25 minutes in. What's Doom got? Oh, he's got Midas, BKB. Halfway to refresher.
Yeah.
Let's looking for the monkey. Nisha gonna waiting in onto them. Another 2-hero coil. Focusing Yatoro as resolutions should clear all the Monkey King life sealing up. The Doom now finally arriving.
Yes,
the Monkey the deny from Mira. Wonderfully done. Swing back and punt into Secret. The Astral Tokyo will collapse. He's hunted by the bear, but it's not a spooky bear. Little teddy bear.
They lost the Monkey. He's gonna respawn full HP, full mana. Mira Nisha does have illusory orb, but was hoping to get a rune.
It looks so decent.
9-minute rune.
Out-clicked.
Toronto got it.
He did indeed. Astral Step, the last one remaining. Nisha says pretty badly. Chasing forward. Doesn't jump to the orb. Hiding in the Toronto Tokyo is going to be Nisha stuck here with no resources. Being blasted down by the Splinter Wyvern. The Boundless Striker back in. Nisha couldn't evade the danger in this jungle, and Secret twice in a row now, playing aggressively and losing out.
Deep into enemy jungle.
And Collapse. He's going for the one.
Crystal is
Winning the fight.
There is no wait for 10 seconds. Collapse getting a solo kill with a freshly bought armlet.
Ursa countered the knife the other way around. Armlet first item. 2 minutes fast bridge.
Yeah, Collapse performance has been top-notch. It's gonna take out this tower. 200 damage, 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, wants that pop rune real bad. The coil of 2 force has to hand his life to Secret, but in comes the Void Spirit, blowing up the lights. under the guise of invisibility. Toronto, Tokyo. Crystalis arrives as well, but he has escapability through the astral step.
Ursa joined the mid fight, considering that Crystalis just moved with the Alpha Wolf. Maybe Alpha Wolf could have tanked Roche. He does have a Morbid Mask for Furious Swipes were available. Still respecting Wyvern and also Void Spirit. Night Stalker, no HP. Needs to go back to base and heal up.
Was that Monkey King buying the tome? Feels like
I think he did. He was level 6, 10 minutes into the game.
I mean, Ruben already level 6, so they're all taking a little bit of a leg up to catch up to where he needs to be. Currently, to the cause in net worth. And you're trying to get that Echo Saber online. Playing down into the bottom
Rezo
jungle.
loves using this voice line.
Yeah, he does. I think he can use it sarcastically, he can use it genuinely. The best lines. Multiple contexts you can use them in. Spirit smoking out their on mid, but it is spotted. Zayat's pinging it out. They caught a glimpse. And Puppy's going to tank it. Look where he's standing. Well, he moved the staircase.
Those creeps look juicy. That small camp extra 20 gold.
But this could mean that Nisha dies. He gets the out. George very quickly removes himself from the bottom lane, but he's got so many heroes chasing him. Puppy tries to heal up Nisha. The winner comes through though. They get the coil out, but the puck about to die. Miposhka and Yatoro, along with the rest of the Spirit. Towards the Enchantress of Puppy at this point. Escape available. Resolution and Science were kind of close to that fight, but not fast enough.
Dire's mid is under attack.
Maybe they could have used a long fight. This was 30+ second fight for Ursa to go inside the pit, because he is inside the triangle, and like you always threaten this Roshan kill whenever you're playing Radiant.
Yeah, a bit of missynchronization there in terms of the macro play, that map control. Even if you lose that fight, if you get aid, it'll be worthwhile. That's path and it's to kill Miposhka. Get rid of that Winter Wyvern. Oh, look at how aggressively Toronto Tokyo is playing. He's feeling himself about 300 net worth behind the puck, but doesn't seem to matter that much. He'll get himself that Yule Scepter shortly. And a fairy
trinket, going for Yule Scepter, kind of a natural build-up when you play against puck, and now you even get more benefit because you want to buy time inside the coil, dispel the silence, and also against Ursa's Enrage, it's a setup for your Remnant, so perfect item.
Spot on. What's the move from Secret then? Because it feels like they're being smoked at, run at, ganked at. Do they sit and wait and try and... do they make a play of their own?
They're still 3k gold ahead of Team Spirit. Waiting for the... I think then it's a go time. Dire using a scan, knowing exactly where they are.
They lift him, they catch him. Stolen coil was that, in onto the puck, and the Enchantress, the green line show it's the Rubik kill era. Finding Nisha and Puppy.
Night vision. Miposhka using Arctic Burn immediately, scouts things out, and Night Stalker also with his unobstructed vision.
The perfect move. Being caught unaware. And this is now control of the Roche pit. Shoving Secret away from their triangle there. As you can see, 3 heroes on the triangle on the left-hand side of the map. Trying to themselves into a position where they can maybe defend the mid-tier 1. That is nasty business though. P will force the boys back now, but Mira is the only one caught in the coil, and Nisha's jumped over. The kill on Mira comes out short, but you've lost your Nisha puck. Oh, Toronto Tokyo, he's doomed, but he's slipping away. The grasp of Team Secret.
Fine.
They can't get any traction. Monkey King with a Wukong to the 3-man boundless. High ground. Ursa can't deal with a cold embrace, so Secret, what do? You move forward aggressively, you're going to lose Resurrection. Toronto Tokyo dissimulates on him. Back in again. Down you go.
Oh, what a team fight from Team Spirit. Not losing a single hero. Miposhka coming in with a clutch Winter's Curse and then healing people. Tokyo, not enough chase potential. They're still not done.
Crystalis as well. They hurricaning him around, and another pick off for Spirit. 5-5. Sure, Secret have a mild worth advantage, but the game
definitely doesn't feel like it. Have to be able to chase them down, go onto that target, and puck. They don't have that here because they're like we're talking about Hero, Ursa with no to chase people down. Toronto Tokyo comes in the playing on the 20% HP. Next rune who gets it.
Right. Beautiful stuff. Our team now the net worth lead is theirs. Diffusal blade, the timing for Secret. They up and get into a point where for these fights and pickoffs, collapse is an ever-present threat on the map. 4 more minutes until daytime. So that's 4 minutes of panic and fear.
Bottom. Get him? Not really. It's Monkey plus Rubik. Rubik has Enchant Stone. Not the best Rubik game in terms of like spell stolen. You would Ice Path, potentially Doom, Rezo. He's gonna drop.
Ice Path misses. They're also hunting. Nisha caught up. Will be able. Oh no, he won't. He's dead. The Orbody's out of there. Zion's being pummeled into the ground by Team Spirit, and a double kill for Yaro.
Collapse, having a perfect game. Love the itemization when he started in the lane, 4 branches, going for boots. That armlet allowing him to get a solo kill on
Puppy.
Ursa. And now with the Blink Dagger, maxing out Crippling Fear, only 2 points in Void.
And he's got the shard as well. It's basically what the Enchantress is at this point.
Night Stalker shot is not gonna use the word OP, but it's so good. Like it doesn't allow Beastmaster to play the game he wants to, and also it does allow you to get in and out of it, especially if you're fighting near the triangles, so you can get more HP back eating the ancient.
Team Spirit have absolutely woken up here in this series. Game 1, a little bit messy. Team Secret were very crisp, but Team Spirit showing me every move has been precise, deliberate. They know how to execute and cast their spells to kill them. We'll see a smoke from Secret.
Has a full beat after disassembling Echo Saber.
Oh, he does. Secret not going to Roche. They want to get to kill first. Crystal, let's see the monkey. They got the 3, he got off the BKB. The Fury Swipe still cold embraced by Simon him, and in the back lines, Collapse is hunting, finding Nisha. The puck is down. The stolen call again from Miro as the Wukong arrives, and Yatro, he makes his life sure, but he's still alive. The mischief bought a bit of time. One more touch. The move from Miro, not enough. Crystallis, the Glimmer Cape. He's away. No, he's not. Has his number. A huge fight for Team Spirit. Revolution in trouble. He's just got an ultra
Give him the
kill.
rampage. That's gonna
Give
be
him the rampage. Go on, Collapse.
About him having a perfect game, and now he's getting a full rampage. Neposhka in a good spot to be able to use the curse, buying some time with the cold embrace. But good reactions from Yatoro, getting this locks onto him. 11 charges off Fury Swipe. We're probably gonna see that again. And yeah, gets the Wukongs, gets just with the mischief, barely dies there, like so close to living.
And it all starts. Yes, Collapse has had the perfect game, but Miro stealing coil after coil after coil. That's 4 coils or so. He's been able to get in his team. Hunting in the backlines, like, yeah, BKB off. Trading and drawing attention on the left side. You can see there, Nisha's puck obliterated by the Stalker. From Team Spirit and Yatoro again, but all worth it.
Night Stalker on.
Look at P. Castle.
I don't know how you unpuck to be able to survive because you're playing against Silence from Night Stalker, Winter's Curse that set things up for any kind of follow-up silence. And then it's gonna be Aghanim on Void Spirit in another 5 gold. So Nisha also doesn't know what to buy, has a queued up.
Sorry, what? So he does. Go set with her. He wants the role players Collapse. That's such a great game.
We saw Spectre today with Spirit Vessel, and now we might see Puck with 2020. What a time to be alive.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Anything is possible. A smoke out from Nisha and Poppy. Mighty Toronto Tokyo here. Waning Rift collapses in. Nisha and Puppey overextend greatly. They pull this in, but he's dragged back by the telekinesis. Wukong's from you have to catch him with the boundless strike. They'll hold out. And wanting to pick up the pieces, it's Puppey. He's not powerful. He's got himself a heal and a glimmer kick, but the two cores. Okay, they'll leave her be. Let the Bambi escape. Focus on the rest instead. The way to his tier 1. They did get the Doom out, but Resolution trapped in the middle of 3 Spirit here. The BKB and run away. Good call, embrace and a great win for Curse. Miposhka, he caught 2 of them next to each other. Curse is going to kill his buddy. It's coming. The Ursa being blown, burned a slower. Toronto, Tokyo with a beyond godly streak.
No, Team Secret, they just collapsed. If you know.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. This Night Stalker's match 13-1 and 10. Go for the Bastard next.
Oh, look at this. Nisha. Yeah, can you see Nisha's side by Collapse? Because I feel like Collapse has been on Nisha 24/7.
Now there's not much he can do except using a voice line. Can you check the hero damage? I want to see how much damage Ursa has dealt in this game. I think when he walked onto, that was like half in the 5.8.
His damage. Stolen and chat. And kills from Bobby. And right now, on Spirit just waltz straight to the. Nothing to stop them. Secret. Lead 32-8 in a one straight this time.
Thinking about what's gonna happen in next 65. Butterfly queued up at one point. Yeah, he's just trolling.
I'll try and buy. Right, again, one of those situations. What can you do? There are so many options, so few of them are going to be. I can't find those. Just Team Spirit have made sure that they are a well-oiled, well-tuned machine.
Bottom tower is under
Every cog whirring in symphony.
tower has fallen.
Puppey and Nisha just save. My tier 1 still standing mid and bottom lane. If they can get an objective, a bit of influx of cash into the pocket. And maybe Secret can start feeling a bit more confident. Puppey's going to deny yet another rune. Regen removed. As Rezo sits in tier 2 mid. But look at who's stalling across the map. Toronto and Eponcha straight on to Puppey. Find a simple, quick and easy. Oh, it's
not
quick.
that easy.
It's
Hold the
not
locket,
easy.
the Glimmer Cape. Using everything good. I feel like there's Puppey in the fights. Go for the rest. Crystallis needs to finish off his BKB. He's so far away from it.
Desperate. Start kicking in. Another 1200. Then he wants the blink after. Then he wants the basher. 9,000 net worth. Monkey leaps and bounds ahead.
It's level 20, 25 minutes into the game. His damage output is insane.
He's a monster. Oh, did they saw him? They caught a glimpse of Nisha. Did they find him? And moving Miro as OBKB. Self-Yules there for Wukongs to buy time. Safety play. Jin slaps down the Jakiro. Zayats didn't last very long. He's up a creep.
2 Yule Scepters against Silences. Set up for the Remnant. I don't think Ursa gets to play this game. 25 minutes. It's not going to get any easier for him.
We're going to have to start reading how we talk about the carry from the offlane is becoming so much more prominent now.
This is basically a solo kill.
Yeah, it's kill Crystallis. He's the carry now.
They don't.
So he needs to upgrade, does he?
Yeah.
Go for the rebrand.
Only level 1. Night Stalker all over the place. I don't think I can ask for a better game. Seb mentioned Looks like a godly Night Stalker game, and Collapse shows why.
Yeah, boy, was he right. Spots Puppy. But yeah, like you said, right? You can poke at him, you can prod. If you kill him, fine, but don't want to expend too much trying to take down. Yeah. Beyond godlike on him as well.
We had a lot of these
61.
similar games today, Gary, where after 10-15 minutes, you feel like how the game's gonna end, and it's pickoffs, getting that lead, getting even more lead, controlling Roshan, Aegis. Aegis gonna expire.
Your opponents are going to have to do desperate split pushing, trying to defend their base through Kiro and Wukongs. Clear through by Mira and Yatoro. But you know that Team Secret, like you said, they're a split push. They've got a puck, they're going to be hiding in trees, looking for that wave clear elsewhere on the map. So we could see these, Tinker Wards, Night Stalker moving vision. Get the catch on some of these sneakier heroes. Rapier's queued up again for Nisha. We'll see there.
Collapse hunting position this time around, not gonna find anything.
Still a good attempt. That one kill, you could turn it into something bigger. Bottom tier 2 could be wide open. Red spot him incoming.
500 damage with Armaton during Dark Ascension.
And it's in. Top lane by Secret though, they are getting a little more farm a past minute or two. Nice Team Spirit playing tight together, looking for that clash, a big team fight. Bottom tower.
I like what I see from Nisha. Queuing up double Divine.
There could be more as well.
Yeah, one of the best combinations. E-Blade and then can attack and with the Divine Rapier. You can tell.
Upgrade the Witchblade.
You can. Yeah, that's gonna take 45 minutes, if not an hour.
That's time he doesn't have. Kongs, catch on. Chrysalis gets in range. No one to hit into him, so just a remnant drag onto Toke. Another pick into a potential for high ground push, but no, it's patient again from Spirit, just calmly waiting. Here is that split push from Secret. Cutting in behind waves. As Spirit makes the move. They know there's blood in the water. The Sharks of Spirit getting up onto high ground, tier 3.
Not that much tower damage from Spirit, so Yatoro needs to man up and go for the tower.
Stand on top of the staircase. Take him down. Collapse helps him out. Brings in that Secret. Did you let this just fall? I got a fence. Range barracks down at 37 health.
On Image.
That's true. Come back for round 2. Shut off. It's the systematic play, isn't it? Just topple the dominoes over. Go bot. Night Stalker's worst enemy and a smoke from Secret. This is their big shouted. They know he's there. Gets Lincoln's put on him though.
Action. All about holding hands together and keeping an eye away from the team. Even position. Hold gem. 5 sentry wards as well. Secret does have 1 observer ward. Scouting things out post, and that's about it.
Yeah, sneaky ward there. It's more the budget, isn't it? Team Spirit really knowing that Secret, one of their last chances there during daytime, is a 5 smoke to connect into a team fight, so they stay together. Knowing no one is showing on the map, no one's split. Don't give up any areas of that map over to Secret, and and when his timer is going to announce the respawn.
2 minutes.
Quick little and a jump from
Yatoro will finish off Black Island's 4 puck. Also great synergy with Wyvern's Curse. They use target is dying.
I can go and farm it. Yeah, another wave or 2 late. Realize they're all planted up top lane.
8 sentry wards and the. This might be a bit too much.
He's pressed at the end of the world. Warehouse stocked up with tinned food. He's in a warding battle with Poppy and Zayat, so don't blame him. But hello, goodbye, say goodnight resolution. Tonight, Zayat's being hunted now as well by the two of them. Toronto, Tokyo straight towards the Kiro. And one by one, they die again.
There is a rune for Tokyo, has a full BKB going into Lincoln's. Nisha.
Oh, he's going to get caught. Didn't see him there.
Oh, they thought he jumped Nisha sneakily.
Clever boy. The secret is wanting to try and hold on to what you've got. Grasping at straws a little bit. But they have the potential to zoom with this puck. Find a pick onto someone, but it can't be the monkey. I don't think it can be the stalker. You're going to aim towards your void spirits and your wyverns. Stop those team-fight chaos creators doing their job.
Sean is up in 10 seconds. Team Spirit will definitely go in, take it. There is no Dark Ascension for 60 seconds. Maybe online. Secret needs to do something about it. They cannot allow Spirit out a shard.
Ah, that's the sick at the end there, if they let them get that. Night. Spirit in no rush. They can bide their time. They know they're so far ahead now. They're basically playing Secret's game against them. We saw this play style. Keep the pressure up. Don't allow the split push. It's never comfortable for Secret, so they have to go.
This is the move that they need to make. Already scouted.
Immediately spotted in the... Crystal is still trying to go for this. Well, roll himself out there with the Earth Shock.
Low on mana. Has clarity to work with. It's going to be nighttime in a minute. 38 seconds on Dark Ascension duration, so in 20 seconds, full nighttime.
Yeah, seems like it's go time. 5-man smoke. Here we go, collapse. Pops the ulti, looking for the target. Jumps straight onto Rezo, a bit late, but he forced out the BKB. Gets the
bash.
He's gonna get the stun, control on Rezo. As Jakira launches damage in towards them, and Poshka dies. The return of the bite, but Yatoro focuses the Enchantress and collapse 3 in. He's got the stun on Rezo. He's just pummeling it to the ground. Yatoro will join in as well, hunting the Doom down. Miposhka and Toronto the puck. Nisha in trouble. He's done. It's game over. Team Spirit with an absolute hammering of Team Secret.
For over 20 minutes, they could not do anything. Collapse on a Night Stalker. I'll be honest, I've seen better Night Stalker performance. Yeah, I'm not even lying. I'm not trying to hype this one up, but he was all over the place. He made Nisha's life miserable.
I mean, we're all going to run out of superlatives for him. We've used flawless, spectacular, splendid, tremendous. Alba's going to have to get a thesaurus to try and figure out another word to explain.
Yeah, absolutely. They will need to find some new, figure out how to call collapse, because it just this game, but like the whole performing.
Yeah. Group stage, right? Team Spirit, the only team to have Secret's number, to take a game off them, and proving that they are still worthy of that. They are champion status. And this tournament, the top teams. TR last time, weren't they?
That is correct.
Yeah, repeating things.
That means some of these teams are pretty on top, but this also means that Team Secret, they are going home with 425,000. Is pretty much.
Yeah, $500,000, and now LGD up against Team Spirit, playing for $1.5 million in the grand final. And that's going to be a great one. Seeing this patient play, the drafting style of both of these teams on. What are your expectations going into this, though, Lacoste?
This is a BO3. If it was a BO5, I think we would see a lot more experimentation. We still might see, because both these teams, they have variety of the heroes that they can play. I already said a couple times, especially for PSG LGD, that they can turn the switch and just play something completely different in Game 2, in Game 3, if necessary. They've been on point throughout this tournament as well. So two teams, TI10 grand finals playing against each other.
Yeah, they're all learning from it. I think we can pass it over to KP.
The one, the only is Toronto, Tokyo. That's the support we need. All right, first of all, congratulations on the win, but I've got to ask about the head. We've seen your teammate do this before. Is this an experimentation before the major? You know, if this works, you win this event balls for the major?
Yeah, I changed the hair. You see, I had my home, the city I live. Then I had to move to Belgrade, so I don't have the deal with my hair, you know. And I didn't do anything with my hair for a long time. And then I think, why not? I was bald once in my life before, and I liked it. And why not? Yeah.
اللاعب تورونتو طوكيو من فريق تيم سبيريت فوز كان جدا قوي معنا في المسرح. السؤال الاول اللي كنا بنساله اياه بسبب خسارتهم في الميجر الماضي، وهو كان السؤال مركز على ان حلاقتك هذه هي الشيء الاساسي اللي يخليك تفوز الجيم ولا لا، لانه مجرد ما حلق شعره قدر انه يفوز المباريات كلها. كان الجواب ركز حلقته الشعره كانت مجرد ان الحلاق حقه ما كان موجود، وقال خليني اجرب شيء جديد، ليش لا؟
And you know, also before I come weather, and it's like plus 50, I will not be alive with this. I will go through it with long hair. So, yeah.
سبب ثاني حلاقته لشعره، يقول اني شيكت على الجو السعوديه والجو درجه الحراره دائما تكون فوق ال50، فقلت انه ما راح اقدر اعيش وانا شعري طويل، فخلني احلقه مره واحده.
But if you do win the RIYADH Masters and it looks like a lucky charm, do you go bald like Yutoro did to win the major?
Maybe. But my next goal is super long hair. I start from now. Maybe I can go bald again because it doesn't matter. So yeah.
السؤال كان هل فوزك في رياض ماسترز لو قدرتوا انكم تاخذون الكاس هل بيخليك انك تحلق شعرك صفر مره ثانيه؟ لكن الجواب كان انه ممكن يكون هو السبب اللي يخليني احلق شعري زي كذا، ممكن ايضا اطوله مره ثانيه، بس عادي ما عندي مشكله احلقه صفر باي وقت.
Now, talk to me a little bit about your opponents here. Team Secret, they came in up with RIYADH, Resolution joining in as a stand. Did they catch you off guard a little bit, or did having two CIS bros on the other side feel something you were too familiar with?
Personally, I was really confident that we win them. I think it's TI, you know. We beat Kaka, then we beat Secret, we lose first game, and now it's.
يقول اللاعب انه بالعكس حتى التغييرات اللي صارت مع دخول زاياكس او حتى ريزولوشن من فريق سيكرت ما عنده مشكله انه يقدر يتعامل معهم، هو اللاعب جدا واثق، هو مع الفريق يقدرون يفوزون المباراه. النهائي بيكون تي اي سيكرت والان يفوز عليهم.
Okay, so we have the rematch of us. LGD versus Team Spirit. Oh, the goosebumps. The grand finals of TI. Are we getting a repeat of what happened last time?
Sadly, it's not best of 5. So, honestly, I wanted OG to win because LGD anyway is so my opinion. So I wanted OG to win because for me OG is easier than LGD. So, but we will see. We will see anyway. I think we, as I said, it's like TI. We will see.
نهائي تي اي الماضي كان ما بين فريق LGD وفريق سبيريت، الان بيصير عندنا ريماتش للجراند فاينل اوف 3. اللاعب كان السؤال له انه هل تقدرون انكم تفوزوا عليهم في الريماتش، لكن جوابه كان انه انا كنت افضل الفريق او جي هم يتاهلون من نصف النهائي مو فريق الجديد، لان فريق الجديد ادائهم احسن ونشوفهم انه فريق قوي برضه راح نحاول ان نفوز عليهم.
All right, and just to round this out, we had Mira on the stage yesterday. He was talking to us a little bit about right now. He said he feels like you're playing Dota you played in a while. How does the Dota you're playing right now that TI form?
I can say before TI we had a really good scrims. We was crushing everybody, but now before this tournament we was not in the best mood. We just also will a few games in CIS, but I feel like we progressed really good this tournament, and now we are in really good mood. I think.
في البطوله الميجر الماضيه ادائهم ما كان كويس مره، لكن السكريمات حقتهم كانت مره في بداية البطولة هذه أيضا بالجروب ستيج ما كان أدائهم ممتاز، بس قدروا أنهم يحسنون أدائهم، وبالعكس الآن هم مرة كونفيدنت، وأداء زي ما قال ميرور أيضا في مقابلته بالأمس.
Well, you've definitely been delivering some amazing Dota on this stage, and we look forward to seeing what you can do in the grand finals. Thank you for the interview. Good luck. I'll get into We'll catch up with you later.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, it's going to be all from us here. Let's head across the desk to break down this fantastic series.
يعطيكم العافية أعزائي المشاهدين والحضور. احنا بعد الفاصل في تحليل المباراة، وأيضا راح نجهز للجراند فاينل، فخلوكم معنا.
After this wonderful series, Team Spirit takes it to 1, and they'll be going to the grand final. And on top of actually eliminating, in this case, Team Secret, they also had some spicy words in that interview as a usual Team Spirit, didn't they, Dano?
What do you think about that?
I think it's making me itch to sit back down, you know? Last warning before.
The old man wants to come back and play a little bit more?
It doesn't sound like in my ear, but I think when you need to back down, you know? Whatever you want, and they played such a game during the grand finals against LG, just like they were in TI finals. It doesn't sound like I think it's only fair. I mean, they showcase, you know, amazing Dota. I mean, especially collab. I'm still stunned by the performance. I thought I was trying to emphasize on how good of a night soccer it was going to be, and that they were for sure thinking about it. They had lane to execute, but they did it masterfully. I mean, what happened later is just, I don't know, collapse just piling.
Get out of that laning stage in a good